Welcome back to The Explainer. Listen, if you're trying to build a fully automated AI agency right now, I've got a massive paradigm shift for you today. We all kind of have this fantasy, right? You spin up a team of AI employees, throw them all into a digital room together, and just let them figure out your business problems. But here is the core premise we really need to explore today. If you actually want to build an automated AI agency, putting your agents in a group chat is literally the worst idea. We need to completely rethink how we orchestrate AI. So today, we're going to look at exactly how to do that using Hermes Kanban.
Okay, let's dive into this. The source material accurately describes these as the three horsemen of bad AI swarms. Because look, when you drop 5 AI agents into a direct group chat, 3 totally catastrophic things happen. First, context bloat. The agents just start summarizing each other's summaries over and over until your API bill looks like a phone number. Second, infinite loops. The researcher asks the writer a question, then the writer asks for clarification, and they just spin endlessly. It's like two incredibly polite people stuck at a doorway, saying, no, you go first, no, you go first, just burning compute without doing actual work. And third, no durability. Standard orchestrators hold state and memory, right? So if your server crashes mid-task, that swarm dies. You lose absolutely everything.
Just think about this comparison for a second. In a real functioning business, your human employees don't just stand in an empty room screaming at each other until a project gets done. I mean, that would be absolute chaos. Instead, what do we actually do? We use structured boards, we use Jira, we use Trello, we rely on centralized asynchronous tracking systems. So if human intelligence requires structured project management to avoid total chaos, why on earth would we treat artificial intelligence any differently? Your AI agents shouldn't be talking directly to each other. They need a structured board. And that brings us to the real hero of our explainer today, Hermes Agent version 0.6. This update is a total paradigm shift in how we build agentic workflows for business operations. It completely abandons that chaotic group chat model. Instead, it brings in structured Kanban operations. With this, your AI agents do not speak to one another. Never. They speak strictly to the board. It's exactly the kind of professional project management layer that multi-agent systems have desperately been missing. Let's pop the hood and look at the technical architecture here. The Hermes Kanban board isn't just some pretty UI. Under the hood, it's actually powered by an SQLite database. It acts like a rock-solid local filing cabinet. That database serves as the single, durable source of truth for the entire multi-agent state. Remember that whole no durability problem we talked about a minute ago? Because everything is saved continuously to this local file on your disk, if your virtual private server goes down, it's really not a disaster. You just reboot. The agent checks the database file, sees a card still sitting in the in-progress column, and it just picks up exactly where it left off. No lost tokens and zero lost work. So how does the actual work get done? Through a very strict event-driven loop. Instead of having a master agent constantly pinging everyone asking, are we there yet? We have this incredibly clean pipeline. Step 1, a specific AI profile wakes up and grabs a card. Step 2, it performs its isolated work using its own memory and its own API keys. Step 3, it writes the result directly back to the card itself. And finally, step 4, it moves the card over to the done column. That exact movement is the trigger that wakes up the next agent down the line. And this brilliantly illustrates how a one-way street completely eliminates those wasted tokens and those awful infinite conversational loops.
Now, theory is great, but let's make this highly practical. Let's shift our focus and look at a tangible, real-world application here. We're actually going to build a concrete agency right now. Specifically, a fully automated 4-agent SEO content agency pipeline, all based on the open source templates provided by the Tomby Studio workflow.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is where this architecture actually becomes a superpower: model assignment. Because our 4 employees, the scout, the strategist, the writer, and the linter, are operating in total isolation on the Kanban board, we don't have to use a massively expensive AI model for every single task. We can seamlessly mix cheap open source models for basic data gathering and save the really expensive proprietary models for the heavy reasoning and creative work. That right there is how you optimize costs at scale. So let's break down this team.
Employee number 1 is the Scout. It's powered by DeepSeek V4, which is inexpensive but incredibly efficient at data extraction. Its core job is pure research. It takes a target keyword, uses a scraper tool like SERP API to pull the top Google results, and just extracts the headers, keyword density, and search intent. Once it's finished, it literally just dumps that raw data onto the Kanban card and moves it down the line. There's no brainstorming required here at all, just a pure, clean data handoff.
Next up, we have Agent 2, the strategist. The very second the scout moves that card, the strategist wakes up. And notice the massive shift in AI power here.
For this role, we absolutely need high-level reasoning, so we power it with GPT 5.5. The strategist picks up the baton, reading all that raw DeepSeek research right off the card. It analyzes the data to pinpoint the content gaps that competitors completely missed, and then it writes a highly optimized content brief and outline. Once it's done, it attaches this brilliant outline to the card and passes it right along. Then, we bring in our heavy creative muscle, Agent 3, the writer. For this specific role, the source highlights Claude 4 Sonnet as the absolute best choice out there right now for long-form, natural-sounding writing. The writer wakes up, totally ignores all the background noise, and just takes the strategist's meticulously crafted brief to generate a beautifully formatted markdown blog post. It has one highly specialized job, and it executes it perfectly. It just proves that focus beats multitasking every single time. Finally, we hit Agent 4, the linter. Notice how we switch back to a highly cost-effective model here. We use Nematron Mini. It's fast, it's open source, and it can even run locally on your own hardware. Now, the linter does zero writing. It acts strictly as an editor and a compliance checker. It scans the writer's draft to make sure the exact target keyword is included and that all the links are formatted perfectly. If it passes all the rules, the linter moves the card to the final column. Just think about that for a second. You're leveraging a completely free local model just to enforce your rules before finalizing a draft. But hold on a second. Before we just send this article out into the wild, we really need to talk about safeguards, specifically the human gate. Look, if you were running a real business or a real agency, 100% AI autonomy is a genuinely terrible idea. You should never, under any circumstances, allow an AI system to hit the publish button directly on a client's website completely unchecked. You absolutely need a circuit breaker in your workflow. Thankfully, Hermes handles this seamlessly with a Telegram circuit breaker. Because this Kanban board is entirely asynchronous, we can basically drop a human gate column right at the very end. So here's what happens. Step 1, the entire workflow pauses the moment the card hits this column. Step 2, the orchestrator actually pings your phone directly via a Telegram bot. Step 3, you, the human, read over the draft on your phone, and if it looks good, you reply. Step 4, only after you give that explicit approval does the final publisher agent wake up and securely fire the content straight to your WordPress site. So the crucial point is this one single word, approve, typed directly from your phone while you're sipping your morning coffee. That one tiny word is the ultimate safeguard. It protects your business, your reputation, and your clients from completely unexpected AI hallucinations. The system does 99% of the heavy lifting, but you retain 100% of the executive control. Let's quickly summarize the core payoff we've explored today and contrast this clean architecture with those messy group chats we were talking about at the start. So why exactly does Kanban beat swarms? Well, first, it totally eliminates token drain because agents only read the specific card they are handed, not some massive, endless chat history. Second, it eliminates infinite loops. The workflow is a strict, event-driven, one-way pipeline. Third, it brilliantly optimizes your costs. You can mix cheap APIs for basic tasks with the super expensive models for heavy reasoning. And fourth, it keeps you in total control. Absolutely nothing ships without that explicit Telegram approval. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. As we move deeper into this era of agentic workflows, a choice really has to be made. Are you going to keep treating AI agents like magic humans that you can just throw into a chaotic group chat? Or will you start treating them properly, orchestrating them like highly specialized microservices on a structured Kanban board? The open source tools are out there right now for you to build these durable, professional systems. It is time to rethink how we work. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and happy building!